call me saying they're on the bus. Henry, they call me on the bus, and they say, we want to see the museum. This is where we need to educate. There is no museum right now, let's be clear. But I really appreciate, I'm not being political, I appreciate the efforts of President Biden, of Senator McConnell, Senator Schumer, and former Secretary Elaine Chao, and many others who helped make this museum bill a reality. This bill was not born in the last year or two. This was, I like to dream a lot, okay? This bill was something I dreamed about in 2015. It was around the time when the African American Museum was opened, and I said, I want a museum for our community as well, because I saw the impact of this African American Museum, not just for the African American community, but for people of all backgrounds around the country, around the world, and how much they learned about the culture, the history, contributions, and the trauma of the African American community in this country. And I wanted people to know, including myself, so much of AAPI history I learned as an adult or as a college student who happened to take an elective. But we really want that education to begin much earlier in life and for more people. So anyway, this bill that I had since 2015, like I said, I'm a dreamer. It's also the same dream that one of my first bills, I know Assemblywoman Grace Lee's team is here, when I first entered the New York State Assembly, one of my first bills was to propose a New York City school holiday for Lunar New Year. And people made fun of me. They said, you need to do something practical. You know, why are you working on this bill that is not viable? And I said, well, we get off for Rosh Hashanah, and even though I'm not Jewish and I don't celebrate Rosh Hashanah, don't get me wrong, as a kid, growing up in New York, I loved having 2 days off for Rosh Hashanah. But I always had to go to school, right? After Tushi, next day we have to go to school, and I always thought it was so unfair. So anyway, I like to dream. We've had this bill, and basically this museum bill is the first step, okay? So this bill basically creates a commission. There will be 8 commissioners, it's bipartisan. They will, for 18 months, study potential venue, potential fundraising efforts and needs, anything that's involved in a museum, they will discuss. After that, we'll probably begin a process that will involve the public and leaders like yourselves, and we will definitely keep Don and everyone in the loop about what our next steps will be. But I'm excited. We're actually going venue shopping this month in Washington, D.C., which is still far off. Yes, it will be on the mall. And so hopefully one day soon, we will be able to visit this museum, but it will be a long path forward, but I hope that we can all work together until it becomes reality. So thank you for having me.